In the next section, Threat, you will enter information about any threats to your archaeology and heritage. Threats can be defined as any potential future disturbances to your site, and it could be whether natural or human. For the purpose of these sections, rapid and remote assessment in the IMINA database, we usually think of the threats that may impact the site in the next 3 to 5 years. Threat identification should be based on any evidence of possible future impact, such as Google Earth Pro time filter, photographs, reports, news, any planning applications, etc. In order to access the threat fields, click on Threats in the card tree, and this will take you to the page where you can see the fields that you need to fill out in order to add information about threats. First field to add is a threat category field. This is where you would fill out the broad category of the threat that you are recording. For example, if you want to record a possible future looting to your sites, the broader category is looting. Then the next one is the type of your threat, which is excavation, and you're not sure whether it's going to be by hand or bulldozing, and the probability of the looting to the site that I'm doing the assessment to, the Rojmil Faradia, is a possible threat based on the imagery that I was looking at and the report that I have. In the last field, you have to add the name of the person who made this threat assessment. If it's you, you add your name. If it's someone else's assessment or from any report or document, you add that person's name, and then you click on Add. You can see that as soon as you click on the Add button, a new threat category line has been added to the card tree below the threat card. In order to add new threats to your site, you can either add on the Add New, which appears on the top right corner of the page, or you can go back and click on the threat card in the card tree. Repeat the above steps as many times as necessary until you've entered all of the threats that you have identified for the site. The next card in my card tree is the recommendation plan, and this is where I can add information about any recommended actions and interventions that can be taken and applied to mitigate the disturbances and threats recorded above, as well as the priority with which the activity should be undertaken to better protect and preserve the heritage place. If I click on Recommendation Plan, this will take me to the Recommendation Plan page to start to do the data entry. The first field is the intervention activity type, and this is where I identify the category of the type of recommendation that I'm making. For example, if I'm thinking that I need a group of people to go on the ground and do field observation, which will help the decision that needs to be made about the protection of the remains of this site, I choose conservation, restoration, and maintenance activities. I don't think this is an emergency action. And here from the next recommendation type, I choose my actual recommendation, which is field observation. And then I click on Add. In the next field, I can choose the priority with which I think my recommendation needs to be taken. For example, here for the intervention activity that I've chosen, I don't think this is an urgent activity that needs to be taken. It's a high activity that needs to be undertaken within 1 to 2 years, and then I can click on Add. Note that for the intervention activity, if I have other recommendation to make, I can choose as many intervention recommendations I might want to. When I click on add, then it's added, and if I need to delete it, I click on the minus button, and then that will delete my previous recommendation activity. So here I can see that I've recorded one intervention activity with the one priority. Next card is the detailed condition assessment card. It is not necessary to enter any information into this field. If you like to add information for detailed condition assessment to your heritage place, please refer to the video detailed condition assessment or tutorial 14 detailed condition assessment for more information on how to create and relate a detailed condition assessment to your heritage place.